And so what we did with that was we figured out how many people end up in each of the gas bins and electric bins. And so these are each split up into 20 percentile bins. The higher up you are on the gas bin, the more gas heating you're using in the winter. Higher up you are on the electric bin, the more electric cooling that you're using in the summer. And we really wanted to understand how much variation is there between the combination of these factors, because it's the combination of those factors that's so important for your likely bill outcomes for an electrification retrofit for HVAC. And I thought the results were absolutely fascinating. So for instance, in the lowest cooling bins, these are people who quite frankly didn't have AC. Either they don't have AC or they don't use it. There's no detectable response to hot temperatures in their usage. And they ran the gamut in the full range of gas usage. So you could have somebody with virtually no air conditioning usage who is using very little natural gas heating, to somebody who's all the way at the top bin using 600 plus therms per year to heat their home. And each one of those scenarios would have very different electrification bill outcomes. And on the other end of the spectrum, people who are in the highest cooling bin here, so they have the highest potential to save on cooling by having perhaps an inefficient air conditioning system replaced by an efficient heat pump. And we still see quite a lot of range, although not as evenly distributed among their gas usage. And these two folks are kind of that ideal group, the supercoolers. In this particular audience, it was 28% of people, but in the ones we analyzed with their meter data, it was only about 5% of people. And you can think, gosh, that sounds so low, it's not even worth reaching out to. But let's flip that around and think about the fact that California is at 1% heat pump adoption right now. If we got all of these people to electrify, we would have increased heat pump adoption by 5 times, 500%, and still only be taking off the very, very cream of the crop of people who have the most possible potential bill savings to realize by reducing super inefficient AC usage and only having to transfer over a modest amount of gas heating to their electric bill. And like I said before, no, that's not the best greenhouse gas savings outcome, but with current fuel costs, these are the folks who can really save on their bills. Especially, again, as we think about wanting to do electrification equitably and make sure that we don't want to leave low-income people stranded on an expensive gas system, right? We want to help them electrify earlier. Maybe we can even do direct install type programs, but still in the next few years, as we are, still dealing with rates that favor natural gas, quite frankly, I think that we have a strong moral obligation, if we have any way to access meter data, to find these folks and really, really focus our engagement and our outreach to them, both because we're spending ratepayer money in a lot of cases, and because if you're recruiting a low-income family into a heat pump retrofit program can have negative bill impacts, even with perfect behavior and perfect installation, if we don't think about this ahead of time.